So I'm in the bathroom because I have to do a sinus rinse, and that is because when I was at the breathing or the breathwork coach's house the other day, he had a cat, so I seemed to get sinus infection. So yeah, and that's actually basically the reason I got an operation last year on my turbinates to shave them down, because we had just got a cat and my nose inflamed up. So I definitely think that I'm allergic to cats. I said that in the video from this morning, which was about yesterday. And what I do is I basically boil water, and the reason I'm wetting it is because I need to wait for the water to cool down. Because you boil water, and then I put that in a jug and I'll put it in the freezer. I wait for that to cool down. It usually takes about an hour maybe. And then I'll use this thing, which says flow sinus rinse. I find that just using hot water and then salt is more effective for me personally, mixing it obviously with a spoon or something. I find that more effective than the flow sachets. I don't find that they work very well for me. So I use, just sea salt, boiling water, and put it in here and do it really aggressively. My girlfriend's dad does that exact thing. He does it really aggressively, and he's done it every day for like 8 years, and he's never had any sinus problems. So I'm trying to take a leaf out of his book. The other thing is, and this is the thing that I've been doing so much of today, which is humming. Now, I said this again in a video from this morning, which was about yesterday. For basically since forever, I've hummed incorrectly. I've been humming like this, and that's using a lot of force here. But I watched this video. I've forgotten his name, but it's voicelesson.com. I've forgotten his name. I do know. I think it's Mark. I don't know what his second name is. Mark something. And he's got a video, and I'll link it in the description. And I saw this video about a year ago. I didn't take it seriously enough, so it's obviously arrogance on my part. But he basically talks about how if you've got a damaged voice, or like if you're not trained properly, then what you want to do is do this exercise, which is doing a hum, but as light as you can possibly do it. And with me, I'm doing obviously I'm not going to get anywhere because that's putting too much force on the vocal cords. So he says instead, get that really, really light hum. And it sounds easy in principle, but it's a year ago or whatever, and I've seen it since as well, I've not been able to do that. But then when I was watching a different video yesterday from someone else, was saying the way you can hum and get the M properly is by saying mum, 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 and then holding on that M at the end. And when I was practicing this today, I was able to get it, and it became more consistent as the day went on. I was basically doing this for hours throughout the day. At work, I went to the kitchen. I was working there most of the day because I was humming. Obviously, it's really annoying. Also on the train, thankfully, it was just about loud enough on the train for other people not to be able to hear me humming. Or maybe they did. I just thought that was really weird, but I don't think they did. I don't think they heard me. So yeah, and you just use that. See, even that's too loud. You do that. If it breaks, you just start again. That's what the speech pathologist is telling me. When you're doing humming, just start again as soon as it breaks. And what Mark says in his video is that if you can do 15 seconds of that, then you're pretty sweet to go sing. But if you can't do 15 seconds of a clear hum, and I'm very much on that borderline. Like this morning, I was nowhere near 15 seconds. I was like 3. But I've been doing it so much today that I managed to get up to 15 by the end of the day. I'm not sure if that will be the case tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll only get 5 again, or 10 or something. The longest I've done was 25 seconds, which is really good. But I'm sure there are some people who could do like minutes on this sort of hum. And if that's the level, the standard I want to try and aim for, then I'm going to be doing that. So I'm going to be humming all day as much as possible, every day from now until when I feel in a much better position, basically. So yeah, in terms of the PPIs, because I realise that this whole latest series is about PPIs and antacids. I'm on the 7th week of PPIs and antacids. I've used less of the Gaviscon, so I'm not really following that precisely, but I have been doing the PPIs every single day in the morning, 30 minutes before eating. And I mean, I guess it's worked. If you're wondering, do the PPIs and antacids work? I guess you could say it has, because I don't feel that it's as much. But yeah, hard to say really, hard to say. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, yes, the voice specialist, or he's kind of an ENT but doesn't deal with the nose, so he's essentially just a voice specialist. He said I had reflux. I felt the feeling of the post-nasal drip all the time, and my speech pathologist said it was reflux. But I haven't technically gone to a gastro, so it's hard for me to say really. If they're all saying I have reflux and I felt that I had it, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but now it does basically feel that that's not a problem anymore. That being said, I do still feel like I need to swallow, so maybe it's not technical. I don't know. The point is, I'm learning all the time. And now, another thing that I learned today, which was interesting, is because I was talking to one of the other, couple of days ago, about how when I was with the breathwork specialist, or breathwork coach, he was saying that I seem to have lots of constriction in the chest, the upper chest, because he was saying breathe up to collarbone. I wasn't really able to do it. But what the osteopath, and I was seeing today, what he was saying is, well, there's no constriction here actually, but here your pecs here and here are really tight, as is your back. So I'll be doing all these stretches for that. And so hopefully soon, like with time obviously and with consistent practice, I tried it every day. Last few days have not been as consistent, but generally every day stretching about half an hour. And by doing that, I'm then going to be freeing up this space to breathe properly in. Because if this not tight, but if you can't breathe into this space properly, then you're creating less room, I guess, or less air for the vocal cords to work with when they're trying to produce a sound. So yeah, I'm doing all these things. Also tomorrow, which is quite cool, I'm seeing the dentist, and he's one of these dentists who subscribes to the whole thing about if you're not, well, I don't actually know if he thinks this, but what I was going to say is about how the whole chewing, creating more space in your throat. But he does deal with trying to create space in the back of the throat, and he looks a lot into the connection between your teeth and breathing. So that is exactly why I'm going to him. I was reading, and he knows all about reflux and all these other things, because I saw a blog post by him. So I'm actually going to him in Sydney tomorrow. So that'd be cool. And I've also got an acupuncture appointment tomorrow again. Friday, speech pathologist. It's basically all the money that I'm earning from this job, which is a full-time job, I'm then spending on all these different people to help me, and we're slightly getting somewhere. But genuinely the biggest thing is the humming, and I was not taking it seriously, and it's my own fault. No one's better than myself. But yeah, doing it harshly doesn't get you anywhere, and I noticed that, and I know that because last night I was humming for ages, but incorrectly, so I woke up this morning with a really bad throat. And the reason I sound pretty blocked up now is because of the cat or whatever from the other day, so I need to do this. Maybe it would cool down one out of the water. But yeah, humming all the time, every day, all day, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I mean, I can feel it now. Well, it's not necessarily the best sound because my nose is clogged up and stuff, and I've got a bit of a sore throat. I'm still taking the prednisone tablets I'll take for a couple more days to get that redness out. But yeah, humming all the time, that's what I'm doing. Because I feel it's in a much better position. Like now when I'm humming, I can get it, and it feels like it's getting in the right space into that pharynx, into the mask, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, anyway, like hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to report back from the dentist and all that stuff, and hopefully the humming will improve and the prednisone will kick in more and do more stretching. I'm actually potentially starting boxing tomorrow. I thought it'd be good to give it a try. I can do it here close to where I live, so I'm going to be trying out on Thursdays and Tuesdays, and then swimming on the other days. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope it was interesting, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.